Well, I was supposed to get a mower and a pressure washer in today, but they canceled. So they'll be back. They'll come by Monday. But they don't want to give a time. I keep asking them for a time. What time will you be here? They don't want to give a time. So we'll see if they're here Monday. That'll be coming in Monday. That pump for this, I should actually check on that. I haven't checked on it in a while. It was coming from California, so I would imagine it just got on a truck and it's going to head to Kansas City, and then all the components dispersed from there. That's real easy. It's just 4 bolts. You pull the pump off, put a new one on, fill it up with the oil, test it. That'll be really easy. The John Deere guy, I think I might have told you this yesterday in yesterday's video, maybe. He was supposed to message me on Thursday, and I didn't get any message because he wanted it dropped off Friday. He wanted me to drop it off Friday, and 6:30 came around. I think it was about 6:30, and he never messaged. So I messaged him. He says, "Oh no, we can't make it this week. We'll come next week." And it's just frustrating. And I tell you, that is just frustrating. So what else is going on? The other day I watched a short video, and I don't watch this guy. I may have watched 2 or 3 of his videos, and he tries to be funny, and that's fine. He uses the F word too much. It's part of his shtick, actually. It's just what he says. Well, I don't want to repeat it, but anyway, so I don't watch him because of that. I mean, I'm sure that his audience thinks that phrase that he uses with the F word is funny, and quite honestly, it is funny. I just don't want to hear it anymore. I've grown out of it, I guess. So, but for some reason, a video showed up, probably because I've made several videos about this, and somebody showed up at his property. Now this guy, he says, "I don't mind meeting you at meet and greets. I go to meet and greets all the time. I shake your hand, I sign your stuff, and it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy being around you. But don't come to my property." And he was quite serious. His wife was yelling in the background quite seriously. You don't expect that kind of stuff. You're just sitting at home enjoying yourself, and all of a sudden some stranger just shows up. Uninvited, unannounced, unscheduled. So, just watched another video, and where was I going with this? I mean, I wanted to talk about it all, but I think I got out of order. Anyway, I watched another video. Big YouTuber, nice guy. He seems like very friendly. And he runs an office. He has an office. I'm not interested in telling you what he does or his video or any of that. And I don't watch all his videos. I subscribe to one of his channels. He's got multiple channels. And he made a video, and some guy called him at his office. And he was like, "Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, not for my videos. That line is reserved for customers, not you. If you want to communicate, I give you my email address, I give you the comment section, you can address me there. Don't call the number." People just seem to think they have this right to talk to you. But I can understand that. This subscriber is tying up his customer's line. If a customer tried to call, they wouldn't be able to get through, because this guy wants to make a point about his video, which actually was stupid. I mean, the guy wasn't even close to being correct about his point. So he spent all this time talking on the phone about something that was wrong. I'm not sure where I was going with this. Oh, I do too. And I got out of order because I wanted to tell you about something else. Got a call about it. No, it's not out of order. I've talked about this a lot. I don't know how to talk to people, because no matter what you say, they figure out how to manipulate what you say. On the other hand, I'm supposed to be nice. So, nice guys finish last. That's what I've been told my entire life. So I stopped being nice, and now, oh, well, you know, you're not nice, so I don't want to do work, you know, want you to work on my stuff. It's insanity is what it is. Nice guys finish last because they're manipulated. But if you're not nice, then you don't get to work. So what do? So, person called. Now, I'm not saying that she interpreted anything I said incorrectly. I'm just saying you don't know what to say, even though you know what to say. She got a call from her husband. She's at work. Her husband's supposed to be mowing the grass. Their son's coming home from the military this week, and they want to get the grass cut. First question was, do you rent mowers? And I said, no, I'm sorry, I don't. And so then she decides to explain what happened. She says, my husband was mowing on the bad board zero turn, and he hit a chain attached to his harrow. The harrow is a device they drag behind their side-by-side. Well, I didn't understand exactly what she was telling me. She didn't mention the bad boy at first. And for some reason, I was thinking it was one of these things that you tow behind your side-by-side that has a blade on the bottom and a mower on top, and it looks like a brush hog, except it has a... And she said, no, it's a bad boy. And I said, oh, okay, now I understand what's going on. I was just confused at first. But anyway, once we got through the confusion, she said that he hit it, and he called her and said, this is going to be $1,000 repair. Now, I could have just kept my mouth shut and let her believe it was going to be $1,000 repair and possibly not get the job. Because if they'd have thought it was $1,000 repair, they may not repair it. They may just say, well, let's go get a new one. So I said, well, typically, when you hit a chain, it just breaks the spindle. It's designed to break the spindle and the belt. That's what it's supposed to do. And I said, my goodness, if you replace the blades, the spindle, and the belt, I mean, I couldn't imagine that we're talking over $200. Well, I confirmed that after I got off the phone. The spindle was only $60. So yeah, that's going to be, you know, around $200. If I have to get all those parts plus labor, all that stuff. I mean, I might be able to come underneath that. So my point is it wasn't $1,000. And then I said, it is possible that it could have been, you know, broke the PTO also. And the PTO could be another couple $100. But, you know, that's starting to get up there in the realm of difficult. It's hard to break a PTO, especially when you hit a chain. You figure when you hit a chain is not solid. A chain, you pick it up, the blades pick it up, and it immediately starts slowing the blade down, like brakes. Because it's got to drag that chain. It's heavy. It's dragging that chain around. And then, when the chain finally tauts out, so it has to slow down even more as it's trying to stretch that chain into a taut line. And then the chain's going to slip a little off the blade. It's not going to immediately just wrap around it. It's going to slip a little until it tightens up. So it slows down even more, like a brake. And then finally it's going to stop. So all that slowing down means that the RPMs of the blade was not near as fast as when it initially picked up that chain. So you probably broke the spindle, maybe the belt, probably bent the blade, which is all, that's what it's designed to do. If you bend the blade, that means you even get more flex, more braking before it just stops. If it broke the belt or started to stretch the belt, it means you get more slowing power. It's slowing down. And then, of course, then the spindle breaks. That's pretty typical for a chain. Now, if you hit and it just stops, hit a rock or a fence post, you know, it's nearly buried, a stump, that can, it's such a huge 200-mile-an-hour impact, it just takes the kinetic energy and sends it all the way through the engine, or all the way to the engine, and can bend the crankshaft. And we've seen that this year, actually. A Gravely came in, and it just took everything out. But we could notice right away, once I got it to start, that the PTO was vibrating pretty badly. Also, the more I started it, you could tell that the flywheel key had broke, because well, eventually it wouldn't start at all. So just a lot of things were happening with that. But with a chain, that's very unlikely. And he hasn't complained it was vibrating or anything. So she doesn't like me out here talking. I think she thinks I'm yelling. It's strange. So anyway, I just didn't know. I mean, yes, if the engine is damaged, I guess is the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, it could be over thousands of dollars. And then at the end of the conversation, she said, well, we took it to the dealer a while back and they rebuilt the entire deck and it was $900 some odd dollars. Well, I wouldn't rebuild the whole deck. There's no reason to. I mean, if you got one bad spindle, you just replace the components that are broke. And you do it with aftermarket parts, because you're just going to break it again. Obviously, they broke it before, now they're breaking it again. I mean, I had a X-Mark, big commercial machine. I mean, it was huge. And it hit something, and it hit so hard that it just tore the pulley off of the spindle. Well, that's fantastic. I mean, he was upset about it, but it was fantastic, because the thing that was designed to fail is what failed. So you just replace the spindle and the pulley, and off we go. I mean, it damaged the bearings in the pulley too, but that's exactly what you want to happen. The problem with commercial mowers is they got really thick blades, so the blades don't give, which I don't agree with. I think you should have blades that will give, because that can be part of the isolation of the failure. So, you don't know what to say. Don't say anything, or you try to put their mind at ease. So, I mean, I put their mind at ease. Of course, when it comes here, first thing I'm going to do is when I start it, I'm going to drop down and see if I see any vibration in that crankshaft. If I do, I'll just say, keep it on the trailer. It's catastrophic. So, but I did want to say, which was part of this, again, I'm not sure what order I should have made this video in. I ordered t-shirts for the lawnmower repair business. The lady down the road actually makes them. And so I ordered 4, but then when we got the print, she sent the print through text message. It was so nice. Carolyn said, well, why don't I get 2 shirts also? So Carolyn ordered 2. So we ended up getting 6 shirts. I'm going to start wearing them. The problem is I can't wear them on camera, because it's got my name, my phone number, all that stuff, my town location, my town. And so people can't behave themselves. It's obvious all the time. People can't behave themselves. Because, I mean, I just told you 2 examples. People just show up. People just call. People have showed up here. People call. People text. So, it's like, I'm not interested. So, I'll have to take it off and make my videos, what I'm saying. So what I'll probably do is I do want to wear it. And I only got one color. It's a little bit darker than this shirt. All 4 of my shirts are the same color. Carolyn got different colors. But I don't, I'm going to get dirty. So I want a kind of a darker color. So, and, she's going to keep the pattern. And the shirts were not that expensive. They $14 a shirt. I didn't think was bad at all, with the print on it. So I'm going to wear them regularly, probably all the time. I know it's going to look stupid that I'm wearing the same shirt all the time, but it's 4 different shirts. I know when I was a nomad, that was the biggest thing. Oh, you always wear the same clothes. Well, no, I didn't wear the same clothes back then. I made 5 videos in the same day. So, people just got to pick on you. But anyway, what I'll do when I make videos, I'll just put a t-shirt on over that shirt, and then I can take it right back off. I'm going to try to take care of them. So if I'm working on a lawnmower, I probably will just take it off, set it to the side, put on some clothes. That way, if a customer shows up, I can put the thing back on. I mean, I just went to Dollar General yesterday. I had the shirts, and I forgot to put it on. So that's just me. I'm not going to remember to put it on to go out. But I do want to wear them regularly. So, I mean, if we get one customer from them, maybe 2 customers, they're going to pay for themselves. So, and they're nice looking. So, if you'll click this up next box, take you to the video on my other channel. Really appreciate it. Go check it out. So, if I can inspire you. I don't know. Communication, I guess, is key. So you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.